Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Timmy Trent. I'm your link to the fire within and to God. Alright guys, you got power. You can change anything in your life at any time you want to. If you want to. Okay? That's good. Now the simplest way it can be hard or it can be just a symbol. Just find the right coach. That coach is God, Jesus Christ, and Father Thinking Amendment. That's the simplest way. Now, if you don't want to do that, like I always say, the message that I'm giving you, same thing as Jesus Christ, same thing with God, right? You can try to interpret anything in the Bible or anything that you read, right? You can interpret any way you want to do. But the fact that simple point it comes down to, you know what? You've got to make a choice. You got to understand what's right and what's wrong. And use your power properly like God intended for you to do. Now, if you don't, then you can follow man-made stuff, right? And you don't follow God, then you got subject to follow man law. Now, a lot of times, the man law was made is by the people that follow God, right? Now, they follow God. When they make this law, what happened? Because they have to make the law for the non-believers to follow them if they want to live together. If they don't, they cannot live together in the same space, right? If you don't follow God, pretty much you can do whatever you want to do. There's no law for you to obey by. So you do all this crime or whatever you want to do, like an animal, right? So the believer have to make the law. Once the believer make that law, that everybody in that space have to obey that law. But if you obey God's law, you still have to obey by the man law. But obey God's law, it's a man law. Now, as far as finding stuff like that, you make mistake, right? Same thing like you make mistake in your life. God forgive you. You make mistake. If you turn around, you don't do it again. Man law have the same thing, right? If you go like against man law, you have to literally with God law, you just ask for forgiveness and don't do it again, right? That's nothing to take away from you. But man law, it was designed to take your energy. That way, because it has to be designed to take away from the, for non-believer, right? That's how you make them feel pain. That way, just like an animal, the animal has to feel pain. They don't understand, like a human. So what they do, they can feel pain. So that way they can avoid being in trouble. Like farmer have a cow and they got a fence around it with electricity. So the cow come there, shot him many times, then he realizes he don't go to the area anymore. And the same thing as human being, right? Human being is that when you don't follow God law, God will forgive you your mistake, but you have to follow. When you don't follow God law, you have to follow man law. When you follow man law, it's for you to feel the pain, right? It's for you to take away from you, take your energy, take your money, right? That way you feel the pain. Then you have to obey man law. You have no choice but to obey man law. God is free will, because when you obey God law, and you make mistake, you ask for forgiveness, He forgive you, and He won't take anything from you. But you gotta learn to not to do that again. All right? With man law, because we live in a world where man has make law, so the believer has to follow them too. And sometimes when the believer make mistake, what happens? He still has to pay. Is because he's subject to man law, but he make a mistake. But if he ever obey God law, a lot of time he can surpass man law, because he will do everything he needs to do in God law. Where when he follow God law, he don't do mistake as often as a non-believer make mistake, right? And that's how it works, guys. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you guys. This is a message that God want me to tell you. Stop listening to all prediction that people that read the Bible and all kind of stuff and make prediction that the word's going to end, all kind of stuff. The word's in, the same thing your life in, is up to you, right? And it's up to you what you learn, the information that you learn from the people around you, right? So that is your free will and your power, your choice, right? You want the world to end, then pray for the world to end, right? You think that God can come out and boom and take you up? that's like, to me, that's a suicide mission, right? You want to avoid the end so that way you can go to heaven. No, right? The same thing with your own life, right? Your own life. You can end it today, or you can just live a good life. Believe in God and surpass all these man law make stuff, right? Because everybody lives in the same space, you have to, obey whatever country you live in. You gotta obey by the government there, the leader there, and hopefully that the leader believe in God and they love you and they want you to prosper, they want you to build, right? And if you live in another country that don't have a government, that don't believe in God, so you have to suffer, and it's up to you to start changing things. Don't do crazy stuff because you don't want to hurt yourself or hurt somebody else, right? Because if you do that, what happens? You'll be taken out by man law, right? God will forgive you, but if you do crazy stuff against their law, they will take you out. Although you just have to have a group of people get together and patiently pray and deliver, and God will deliver that for you, right? They're going to take some time, and you gotta any government, right? You can replace them, right? Because over time you can select some people in a little bit at a time, right? That's a way to do it. You don't go out and hurt somebody, especially in the Western world. You don't go out and kill somebody, hurt somebody. That's not a way to go. I mean, that's the only way for you to cause violence, to hurt somebody, to get you protected. Nobody gonna agree with that, right? Majority of people will not agree with it, right? It doesn't matter what you believe, what side you believe in. If you go out there, killing people, hurting people, nobody gonna agree with that, right? So that's why all the people say, this guy going out and shoot somebody else or kill somebody, because that's a rebellion, that's a new thing. No, now he's in jail. Now who's else next, right? I mean, people say, oh yeah, people from, you know what? If you're in the wrong and you commit crime, you cannot, your belief cannot win the people over, especially it's violent crime, right? Nobody agree with that. Whatever you believe, which side you want to stay on, whatever. I think aside, just like a separation of people, right? It's what's right and what's wrong. That's it. So now, if somebody wins on something and you decide, you know what, I don't agree with that, instead of trying to find a way where we elect the person out of office, and you commit crime, you will never be a leader. You think that taking somebody else and hurt somebody else, you never be a leader. Look at Jesus Christ. Did he take anybody else? No. Look at how many people follow him today for thousands of years, right? He don't kill nobody. He don't take anybody else, right? The people that kill people, what happened? They all disappear. People forget them, right? That's how things work, right? There's technology. There's so many things that God, gave us to create. There's energy that you can create. Right now we're stuck in an energy where that we have to make them turbine, all kind of stuff. That the more technology, the more the government allow people to invent, to test things out, the more we progress into a world that we can never imagine of, right? But if a government are greedy, or and suppress people, or any company that suppress people from new inventions and stuff like that, and instead of helping them, you know what? Eventually, somebody else will come with that technology. You know what I'm saying? So if you got to get in there and help them, let them prosper and heal humanity, and and our world will be a better place, and it's going to be so wonderful what God has intended for us. But then, from small, guys, from with your own life, you start small right now, right? You got to change your life. Your life's rough, tough, and all kind of stuff like that. You don't need a lot of money to find peace, right? And you just gotta find God, the right God, okay? Jesus Christ, and follow the Ten Commandments. That will change your life. Just start from there for now, then you will see. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye-bye.